Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Water Your Soil. So this video is going to be about the one secret that the credit card companies don't want you to know. Be sure to check out this full video, all right? So let's get into it. All right, so if you're new to credit, you may not know the answer to what the secret is. However, like if you're a vet with credit cards and things of that nature, you're already gonna know what the secret is that these credit card companies don't want you to know. So if you are someone that is new to credit, or let's say you're intermediate level or something like that, the one thing that credit card companies don't want you to know is that the APR really only matters when you carry balances over. If you do not carry balances over, the correct way, I always say the correct way to do it, if you're not carrying your balances over, then the APR, in my opinion, is irrelevant. And the reason why I said the credit card companies don't want you to know that is because, of course, they make money off of interest. These are banks. So the more they can get you to roll over your balances, the more money they're going to end up making. So, of course, why would they want you to know that it can be irrelevant? However, I'm here to tell you, if you are doing it the correct way as far as paying off what you spend, it also helps your credit, but that's a whole nother story. But in terms of the secret and, you know, actually getting the benefit of not having to pay interest on a credit card, the best way to do it is to pay off whatever you spend the very next month. You know, I had to give you what the secret is. You know, some people, they like to drown out videos and like to keep you around, but I like to get to the point. Now that I got to the point, I want to tell you the importance of why you should be paying off what you spend every month. Number one, this is a good way. Matter of fact, it's a great way. It's a great way to stay out of consumer debt, because in the conscious mind, you're not going to want to keep spending money that you know you have to pay back as far as a high amount. Let's say, if you're not really worried about paying it off the next month, you go out and you spend $5,000 one month. So you plan on transferring over the balance and just paying a little bit on it month to month. You're not really conscious of how much you're spending. You're like, oh, I'll pay it off whenever I pay it off. And that's what a lot of people do. And that's also how a lot of people get in consumer debt when it comes to these credit cards. And that's one thing that you want to avoid when it comes to credit cards is consumer debt. Because I feel as though consumer debt is honestly a waste of time. I feel as though it's one of the worst debts to be in, consumer debt, because it's 100% avoidable and it's based on your decision. Now, medical debt is different. Things happen. Debt from a home is different. Vehicle, as far as car loans, people need transportation. That's different. Even though a lot of people look at transportation, that debt is bad, because a lot of people figure that you should just be buying a car out, in general, but everyone can't afford to do that. So some people have the mentality, if you can't afford to do it, then you can't have a car. But that's not realistic for a lot of people, because they have to be able to get to work. So when it comes to consumer debt, it's more of a choice. A lot of people get into consumer debt is because they choose to. They figure, hey, if I go out and spend $1,000, I could just roll the balance over and I'll pay it off whenever I pay it off. I'll just pay the minimum or throw $100 at it every month, and I'll pay it off whenever I pay it off. And sometimes, in fact, a lot of time, especially with how high consumer debt is right now, a lot of times they never get to paying it off. So you figure if they're not getting to pay it off, they're just building up debt, and eventually that interest that they're paying as far as APR is concerned is gonna add up. So of course the banks, they love it. They're like, yeah, carry over your balance. They even have pay over time and things of that nature. So they want you to do this. They want you. They even sometimes offer you a lower APR, but it's all geared towards getting you to carry over your balances. You don't have to carry over your balances. There's nothing that says you have to carry over your credit card balances. Absolutely nothing. You do not have to carry over your credit card balances. It's strictly up to you whether or not you want to carry over your credit card balances. Now, my advice, my personal advice to you is to pay off whatever you spend. Pay it off. When you get your bill, pay it off. That's my advice. And that's how you take advantage of what the secret is. And the secret is, you don't have to pay on APR, and really, unless you plan on carrying over balances, you can really ignore APR. I never pay attention to APR on cars. Even though I usually get a favorable APR because of my credit score, I don't pay it any mind, because in my mind, I'm paying off whatever I spend. When I get my bill, that's the full statement that I'm paying off every month. I don't pay attention to APR because I don't plan on carrying over balances. So keep this in mind, especially if you're someone that's new to credit cards. You want to be very conscious of what you're spending every month and how much you're paying off. I always tell people, if you want the best benefit for your credit score, pay off whatever you spend. Some people, they're not in a financial situation where they can afford to pay off what they spend. However, if you want to avoid potentially getting in consumer debt, try to pay off whatever you spend the very next month when you get your bill, and pay it off in full. It will help you along the way. But that's the secret that these credit card companies don't want you to know. Hey, I'd like to thank you all for taking out of the time to watch my video. I have some cool videos coming up soon. I'm gonna be doing some Centurion lounge reviews, some airport lounge reviews that I want you all to check out. I also have lounge reviews on my page currently on Water Your Soil, this page. You can check the videos out. Be sure to check the videos out. I also have videos about credit cards. And also, when these videos pop up, at the end of this video and the subscribe button pops up with my face on there, hit the subscribe button. But anyways, if this video has helped you out in any kind of way, give me a like, hit the subscribe button, and I'm gonna keep bringing it. I appreciate you for watching. This is Water Your Soil. I'm out.